Hi everyone, this is Dr. Gayle Carson, and I'm here to present the SOB Media Tips. Why am I doing this? Because so many people have asked me about what do you do to get on television or on radio or write a book or send out press releases, just a whole bunch of stuff. So I decided I would just put together this program. It's a very basic program just to get you acquainted with what some of the tips are. And then if you decide you want to go any further, you could of course attend our media boot camp, or you could get media coaching, whatever you decide you want to do. But this will at least get you started, and you'll know whether or not this is something you want to do, and if you do a little bit of this, how to do it. Now, in case you see a little tail going on back of me, because my cat is here while I'm recording. He only shows up when I do this, you know. Otherwise, he leaves me alone. So hopefully you'll forgive me this. I want to tell you where my background in television came from. In reality, I studied it in college. Broadcasting was one of my majors, and theater. So I had a lot of experience on the radio. In fact, I think I did maybe, well, what was equivalent to 17 public appearances a week while I was in college because of all my majors, you know, drama, theater, broadcasting, all of that. And then I also did, my very first year in school, a sweetheart show. And I was so scared that when was actually my boyfriend at the time, when we started talking, I didn't do any of the talking. He was great. He was talking up a storm, and I kind of just sat there. Well, by the second show, I was much better, but you can imagine. So I know what all of you are going through. The other thing is that television was really coming into its prime at that time. So we did a lot of TV, live TV. I mean, there was no recordings or anything like that or tapings. So everything was live. So you either had to be good or you weren't going to be on it. So I had a lot of training on live television and really got to know the area. Then I went on, of course, to be a casting director. I had a big casting agency that was both SAG and AFTRA in Florida, and I just experienced so many of what people were looking for TV commercials, for movies, for all kinds of different things. And as part of that, I used to do a lot of panels and a lot of speaking to groups that were interested in knowing what that was all about. And I was serving on a panel, believe it or not, with former Attorney General Janet Reno, and Clairol, the hair company, the hair coloring company, was one of the sponsors. And they came up to me at the end of the session and said, would you be interested in being a TV spokesperson for us? And I thought, what? And I said, are you kidding? And they weren't kidding. And I spent a year on the road being a spokesperson for Clairol. And basically what we did was we went into cities and we selected three women, one in her 20s, one in her 40s, and one in her 60s. And then we would take her on the local show and show the before, and then the next day we would really do a number on her. We did her hair, we did her makeup, we bought her clothes, and then we brought her back the next day and we did a split screen. So there was the before and there was the after, and it was fantastic. But as a part of that, there were different messages that I had to give. I had to get Clairol's message out. In other words, what hair color we used, what we did, why we did it, what it did for her skin, what it did for her personality, etc. And then go into, of course, how she felt. She did get to say a few words. And it was just an interesting time because I had to make sure Clairol's message was getting out. The whole transformation was getting out. The woman had an opportunity to speak, and that I was also personable to the audience. So that was really fantastic training for me. And then, of course, I have been on a lot of television programs in the last couple of years, and those of you who may have seen my sizzle reel, because that's a part of this program, you see what I have done and the questions that I'm asked and so forth. So that gives you a little history of why I'm giving you these tips, because I've been through it for a number of years. So if you'll follow your worksheet, I'm just going to go up and down, write down the worksheet talking about these things. And then if you have any questions on anything, you can just email me at gaylecarson13@gmail.com, and I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have.